Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the July 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Gemini. Welcome, fellow Geminis. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post future videos. With that being said, Gemini, let's go ahead and hop in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we are going to take a look at just a general kind of view of February, of July, and we're also going to do a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We're going to do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note. So let's go ahead and see what we got going on. So pulling a summary card again for what's wrapping up and coming to a close this last few weeks or month, we have the card shift. The shift is quite literally meaning that there was some sort of shift for you, Gemini. But let's go ahead and read through and see what messages we have here. So that's a little too high. Okay, there we go. The first card that we have is the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands is a card of rivalry, obstacles, challenges. Typically when I see this, it's small bumps in the road. These people are fighting with wands. They aren't fighting with swords. So again, this is like that kind of small obstacle type energy, that small bump in the road. But definitely some sort of conflict, some sort of challenge that wasn't anticipated. The next card that I have is the Ace of Swords. Anytime we have an ace card, it is a card of newness. With the case of the Ace of Swords, Gemini, this is typically a new idea, new mental clarity. This is probably very likely connected to that shift. You have new clarity on something new that you want to accomplish. There's something locked in your eyesight now. And then we have the 10 of Cups. For those of you who've watched my videos before, you know the 10 of Cups is my favorite card in the entire deck. Love it so much. We have a nice full rainbow of all the cups here, a happy couple, kids playing, green grass, water running, a house. It's truly the card of everything good. It's family, contentment, total love, support. So whatever this new thing is, Gemini, is insanely promising. So whatever the shift is, this new energy with the Ace of Swords, it looks really, really good. But let's see what other messages I can give you here. The first card that we have is the 9 of Swords, or first clarifier, excuse me. This is a card of nightmare, anxiety, grief, depression. But if you look at this person, they're quite literally sitting up in bed. Typically it's like something that is giving us so much angst that it's keeping us up. So whatever this challenge was, whatever this obstacle was, whatever this thing that didn't go right, it does seem like it had a pretty big impact, Gemini. It's something you spent a lot of time on. In general, there was just something that didn't go right, and it really did bother you these last few weeks. The next card that we have is the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is a card of speed, action, change, news coming in. Not surprised to see this card. So with the 8 of Wands, we're saying that there's going to be a change. We have the shift card saying there's going to be a change. We have the Ace of Swords saying that there's something new and there's going to be a change. So change is the message there. It's coming if you aren't feeling it yet. And then at the bottom here, we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a very solid, practical, wise card. I love to see this because it means you're making good money decisions. This is also a great card for new investments. This is wise investments. So a really nice pairing. Again, the outcome of this new thing is going to be stellar with the 10 of Cups energy and the King of Pentacles here. But now, Gemini, let's take a look at what's coming in general for July of 2022. See what messages I can give you here. We have the card Balance. Balance is a lovely card. It's quite literally as it looks. It's kind of that yin and yang energy, that perfect pull right and left. I feel like we can always all use more balance. So we can expect some new balance that we maybe haven't had going into July. Again, that's just a little too high. Okay. And let's see what messages we have here. The first card that we have is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a card of very low feelings. If you look at this, the sky is dark, this person's laying down, and there are swords stuck into the back of this person. For whatever reason, the word turmoil is kind of coming to mind here, Gemini. I feel like it's going to get a little bit worse, and I hate to say this, it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. So there's something that we're still processing through that happened these last few weeks that we need to continue to process through before we can move forward. We're going to clarify that though, of course. The next card that we have is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is an interesting card. It means rest, retreat, renew, recover. And this can either be an indicator that you need to or that you have done so. And this is coming through Gemini is that you are going to do so in the month of July. So I like to see that. Actually connects really nicely in with the Balance card. So again, there's some energies that are not quite right still. Some sort of turmoil, something that needs to get better. But we are going to get that R&R and we're going to get rested, renewed, recovered, and kind of get back to that place of balance and harmony. The next card at the bottom here is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a very bold card. It's very much so a card of leadership. It's a card of power. It's a card of charm and like being able to woo. Whatever this is that's bothering you, especially if this is a conflict with somebody else, Gemini, this is something that you're going to have to resolve, unfortunately. Like you kind of have to come forward and be the bigger person here. I see you leading this situation. But the nice thing is when you make the effort, I think the pieces do fall into line. Any of those messages will be well received. Let's clarify this column though and see what we're working with here. We do have a lot of sword energy in this column. 5 of 6 cards are swords here, so I do want to put that out. Swords are typically air signs, and this is very intellectual type energy. But let's go ahead and read through these. So we have the Ten of Swords on top of the Ten of Swords. There's definitely something, again, I feel like there's some sort of turmoil. There's something that still needs to be worked through. I hate to say it, it's going to get a little worse before it gets better, Gemini. But the nice thing is that this doesn't carry on all month. It seems like this is going to happen and then things are going to clear just based on the spread here. The next card that we have is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient, very honest. No one is going to make this rest and recovery time for you. It's something that you need to make for yourself, Gemini. So do keep that in mind. Make sure you're getting that R&R for yourself. Communication is also key. So whatever this Ten of Swords thing is that's not feeling good, not feeling quite right, communicate, communicate, communicate is going to be my message there. Again, I already talked about with the King of Wands that I thought that you would have to come forward and initiate this, but communication is going to be your best friend with that Queen of Swords. Be very honest with how you're feeling and communicate how you're feeling. At the bottom here, we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card of making a decision. Anytime we have 2 of something on a card, it can be an indicator of a decision that's going to be made, Gemini. In this case, I already mentioned this to you, that I thought that you would have to be the one that comes forward to put things to bed. Again, this is you making the decision to be the bigger person, come forward and resolve whatever this Ten of Swords thing is that's not feeling the best. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, really anything you think of when you think of money. Kicking off with the King of Swords, we have lots of throne cards here. I figured I should point that out before we go too far forward. I love seeing the throne cards because this is like you're in your element, you're in your right position, you're on top of your game. So do just take that in for a minute. Of course, we're going to read through these, but look at all of those thrones in a row. Okay, back to the card meaning. King of Swords, this is a very intentional card. This is a very strategic card. I actually don't think I've seen the King of Swords like at all this month, so this is kind of shocking for me to see right now, Gemini. And you're the last video I'm making for July. But anyways, this is like saying that you are doing the right thing long term. I love to see the King of Swords really anywhere in the reading, but it's especially good when it comes to our money column. You're in the right career path, you're making the right job choices, you're making the right money choices. This is good, good, good long-term energy. You're being super strategic. You're on your throne, as we talked about here. The next card that we have is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a very traditional card. It's very conventional. It's a card of expectations and conformity. I do think that you are exceeding the expectations of your current employer. You're exceeding financial expectations in life as well. But I do feel like some of you are going to switch it up. And I just like have this gut feeling that some of you could be getting ready to switch jobs or make a major career move, go back to school, go for a new investment. This card, for whatever reason, Gemini, feels really spicy, like you're going to change up the tradition, but we'll see what we get clarifying there. And then at the bottom here we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very, very confident, very, very self-assured. I hope you can walk away from this reading knowing that you're on your throne and you're doing your thing, Gemini. But you should be confident, you should be self-assured in everything that you do, especially if you're going to be changing up jobs or going back to school, doing a new investment, whatever it is, you need to walk in there like you own it and you know everything you need to know. So just be ready for that, but be confident as you move forward, Gemini. Let's see what other kind of messages we have here. The first card we have is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a card of trusting your intuition, trusting your gut. This is one of those spiritual cards in the entire deck. So your intuition is like on fire when I see this card, Gemini. So again, just own it. Know that you're doing the right thing. You're making the right decisions. Your gut and your intuition have taken you to this very successful place. So keep following your gut. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. Again, the Hierophant is feeling so spicy. I know that you're going to shake it up. You're trying to do something different. You have this plan, Gemini. I can just feel it. But it's going to be wildly successful, so I love that for you. Whatever this shake-up, breaking of the tradition, breaking conformity you're going to go for, Gemini, go for it, 2 feet in. It's going to work out really well for you with that Six of Wands. And then at the bottom here, we have the Page of Cups. This is a very studious, hard-working card. You have worked hard. You know how skilled you are. All the more reason to live into that Queen of Wands energy and make sure that you are confident and self-assured. The next reading we have, next column we have is anything related to love. So think family, friends, relationship, children, whatever you associate with love, Gemini. The first card that we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card, it has a couple of meanings, but the meaning that's coming through here is something about being persistent. There's something you need to be doing more regularly as it relates to love. Maybe you are single and hoping to get in a relationship, but you don't respond to messages on a dating app. You need to be more persistent there. If you're like married or in a relationship, you should really focus on like looking for persistence in that relationship too, like having a consistent date night. I'm going to clarify this a little bit more, but persistence seems to be the key with that Nine of Wands. The next card that we have is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient and very honest. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Communicate your needs, whatever it is. So maybe you're feeling like you're not getting enough time together, going back to the persistence card and needing that kind of consistency. Like if you need a date night, say that you need a date night. If you need a night to yourself, say that you need a night to yourself. If you're looking for a new relationship, communication is going to be really important here too. Being very clear on what you want, communicating what you want. And then at the bottom here, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a card of bully, theft, violence, abusive relationship, some sort of toxic relationship. I feel like this is old energy, Gemini. I'm not sure exactly why it's coming up, to be honest. I don't necessarily see any relationship conflicts, friends, family, loved ones this month. There could be some healing that needs to happen here, or this could be impacting your judgment on something. Let's clarify. Okay, the first clarifier we have is the Fool card. The Fool card is the first card in the Major Arcana. It's a card of fresh hope, taking chances, new beginnings, new paths. I love to see this. So especially if you're looking for a new relationship, this is a wonderful card for you. But I was saying that you need some sort of new habit, some sort of new consistency, persistence being key. This is a really great time to begin this, whatever this thing is that you need to be persistent on. Again, if you want to be in a relationship, start consistently responding to those messages. If you're married, really set a date night and stick to it, or have your one day a week where it's your day for yourself. Whatever this is a really good time to create those new habits. The next card that we have is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a card of having to multitask, weigh your options. It's kind of like a very busy energy. So I would say July is going to be a busy month for you, especially in the beginning as we work through some of this Ten of Swords energy. But with the Queen of Swords, that's all about communicating, and being honest and talking about what you need. So if you're busy and you need something, the message there is still communicate. When we get busy like that, communication becomes even more invaluable. At the bottom here, we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a card conveniently of being supportive, being tolerant, being empathetic. So this definitely is some sort of healing that needs to happen. Again, I feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. There's some sort of trust issues, some sort of past relationship, some sort of past trauma. But by communicating whatever this situation was, Gemini, it enables those around you to better support you. So communication is important here as well. But it will be well received. This is that card of being supportive, being tolerant, being empathetic. So open up about what happened and what support you may need there. But now let's move into our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guide. We have the card Efficiency. I love efficiency. It does mean that we're going to be busy, but it means we're getting a lot done and we're effective in the way we're getting things done. For those of you that don't know, I work in business efficiencies outside of doing tarot readings, so love, love, love efficiency. But let's see what messages we have here for you in this fifth and final column. The first card that we have is the World card. The World card is a card of completion. It's completing a goal, completing a lesson. It's quite literally the world coming full circle. I'm not sure if there's a project, a job, a personal goal. Something is going to be completed though this month, and it's going to open up your time to work on something else, which is really neat to see. Whatever this thing is, it's been slow moving and it's taken a while. So with the Seven of Pentacles, you see this person planting these pentacles and then they're sitting and just waiting, watching them grow. So a little bit slower of a process there. But again, whatever it is, it's finally wrapping up and coming to a close for you in July and opening up your time to be working on something different. Then at the bottom, we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card of reflecting. So I feel like this will almost be like figure out where you've been so you can figure out where you're going type energy. You just went through this experience, this project, this goal. You'll be able to do things more efficiently, but it's like you waited and worked on this for a long time. It's done now. And now you're reflecting on almost how to do better going forward. Let's see what other messages I can give you here. The first one coming up is the Five of Swords. Interestingly enough, we just talked about the Five of Swords. So maybe this is that trauma or that past hurt that we're now putting to bed. We're ending the cycle on it. We're putting a conclusion to it. We're doing healing from it and being able to move on. Really neat to see that there. Very short, quick turnaround time there, Gemini. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. This is very resourceful. I feel like you've used your time well, and more importantly, you've taken things in stride. So there's just some things I don't feel like you could have done before this point in time. You did all you could do at every possible turn. So although this took longer than maybe you would have liked, it happened in the right amount of time. And at the bottom we have the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of self-love, self-respect, unconditional love, courage. By doing healing, of course, that results in more unconditional love because those around us understand better. It results in better self-love when we love ourselves and heal ourselves. Same thing with self-respect. So this Strength card is kind of a reflection of the end results of what's happening here. So it's a really nice, peaceful healing, and again, a very quick turnaround time there. At this point in time, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions, Gemini. We're going to use the Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the 8 of Diamonds. This is number 44 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the 6 of Clubs. This is number 43 card. That's also a no. And question number 3 is the 10 of Spades. This is number 30 card. That's also going to be a no. So no, no, no for you, Gemini. We're going to take a look at our Healing Stones deck and pull you a crystal of the month. Your crystal this month is Rock Crystal, which is also clear quartz. It's good for clarity, purity, energy. It helps you do things in your own time, in your own way. It really helps you pin down your aim in life. Then we're also going to pull a card from our Healing Note deck here. Your note says, be thankful for all things in your life, for they opened your eyes to good things you weren't paying attention to before. Thank you so much, Gemini, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new videos. If you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you, Gemini. I hope you have a wonderful July.